facing the police every single day.
Innocent man killed by a Dallas police officer. We now know the name of that officer who shot Botham Jean in his apartment, thinking that it was hers. That officer identified by Dallas police as Amber Geiger. She is a 4-year veteran of the department. Geiger was also involved in another shooting, but while on patrol last year. We have more on that in a minute. But tonight, Geiger is still not charged with a crime. 48 hours later, there are still a lot of questions. Jean's family is searching for those answers, all while trying to mourn. Our Tanya Iser is following this tonight, and Tanya, a lot of layers here.
Well, there absolutely are. The family is grieving and they're feeling frustrated. They'd believed that an arrest was imminent, only to find out that a decision had been made to hold off. Not only that, rumors have been swirling on social media that these two knew each other, but we have confirmed that they did not know each other. But what we do know is that the confrontation between them left one of them dead and an officer on the other side of the law. It was hard not to feel the measure of a life well lived Saturday afternoon. Mourners filled the pews remembering 26-year-old Botham Jean.
He loved people. I mean, he had a captivating smile.
And trying to understand how the young accountant's life could be cut short late Thursday in a tragic encounter. Dallas police officer Amber Geiger mistook his apartment for hers. Police say she shot and killed him, leaving those that loved him with many questions and few answers.
This is the worst call any mother can get. This is the worst pain any mother can feel.
His mother, Allison Jean, arrived today from the family's native St. Lucia.
I don't know what to say to her. I know she took my life away, like my very own life.
On Friday, Police Chief Renee Hall announced she'd taken the unusual step of calling in the Texas Rangers, sidelining the unit that normally investigates shootings involving police officers. She also announced that investigators were in the process of getting a warrant for manslaughter. Saturday, she was left explaining why no arrest had been made.
In that process, the Texas Rangers had an opportunity to interview the officer. Based on that interview, they asked us to hold off on the warrant until they had an opportunity to investigate some of the information that was provided during that interview.
Inside the department, sources say the decision to bring in the Rangers slowed the investigation. Mayor Mike Rawlings defended the decision.
Her wisdom in asking that the Texas Rangers come in and take over this investigation is foresighted.
We're deeply concerned about how this process is moving forward.
The family's attorney, Lee Merritt.
Right now, there is probable cause, we believe, for an arrest, and that hasn't happened. And we believe that hasn't happened because she's a law enforcement officer.
It remains unclear at this point whether detectives will obtain a warrant for Geiger's arrest or decide to refer it to the grand jury. Geiger is a 4-year veteran. She was involved in a non-fatal police shooting last year. She shot the suspect when he took her taser.
I never thought I'd be here. But in his short life, he lived life. And he loved life. He loved people. And he loved the Lord.
Todd Gentry, his mentor and professor at Harding University in Arkansas.
And one thing we have to carry away is the fact that he loved the Lord and he wants you to love the Lord.
Botham's mother wants people to remember how he lived, not just how he died. Tanya Iser, Channel 8.
Police hold off on charging cop who entered home she thought was hers, killed an innocent man. Highlighting the despicable nature of blue privilege in the U.S., a Dallas cop has admitted to going into a home and killing an innocent man, and no arrests have been made. By Matt Agarist, September 9, 2018. Dallas, Texas, highlighting the sheer insane state of law enforcement in America today and how they are shown a different version of the justice system is a tragic story out of Dallas this week in which An off-duty police officer walked into the wrong home after getting off shift, thought the homeowner was an intruder, and killed him. And, she has not yet been arrested. The victim was 26-year-old Bothan Shem Jean, who was most likely startled by someone coming into his home at 10 p.m. when the officer opened his door. While the details surrounding how Jean was killed are unclear, according to police, the officer admitted to killing him. Jean was listed on LinkedIn as a risk assurance experienced associate at PricewaterhouseCoopers. He earned a bachelor's degree at Harding University in Arkansas. This successful young man had his entire life in front of him, and it was stolen in an instant. On Saturday, Police Chief Renee Hall addressed the shooting and made a shocking remark in regards to the cop admitting to killing an innocent man. According to the chief, Amber Geiger, the officer who shot and killed 26-year-old Botham Shem Jean, is not being sought for arrest at this time. According to NBC5, after Texas Rangers were called in to investigate the shooting, they were able to make contact and interview Geiger, who Dallas police identified late Saturday, after which Rangers told police to hold off issuing a warrant for her arrest. The Rangers and Chief Hall refused to go into detail as to why Officer Geiger has yet to be arrested. "We are totally committed to getting to the bottom of this situation. This is a tragedy. Regardless of the circumstances, this is a tragedy on both sides. So we want to get to the bottom," Hall said. "It is extremely important to me that you as a community, as community leaders, trust me and trust my police officers. That is imperative to me. Don't make your decisions about who the Dallas Police Department is, who the Chief of Police is, based on what you see across this country. Give me an opportunity to show you who I am and show you who the Dallas Police Department is in this leadership, and then make a decision," she said. "There's so much rhetoric surrounding this incident, we have a lot of questions that are unanswered. Allow us to get to the bottom of those answers that we can get to you, and then let's have a discussion. One of those questions is answered, however, and it is that Geiger shot and killed an innocent man, and admitted to it." In a statement released on Friday, Dallas police said their officer called them after shooting Jean and told responding officers that she entered the victim's apartment believing that it was her own. On September 6, 2018 at about 9:59 p.m., an off-duty Dallas police officer called police dispatch and said she was involved in a shooting at the apartments located at 1210 S. Lamar. Preliminary information suggests that the officer arrived home in full uniform after working a full shift. The officer reported to the responding officers that she entered the victim's apartment believing that it was her own. At some point, the officer fired her weapon, striking the victim. Responding officers administered aid to the victim, a 26-year-old male, at the scene. The victim was then transported to the hospital and pronounced deceased. Next of kin notification has not been made at this time. The officer was not injured and will be placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. The Dallas Police Department is conducting a joint investigation with the District Attorney's Office. This investigation is ongoing and we will release additional details as they become available and it is appropriate to do so. If an average citizen walked into the wrong home and shot and killed an innocent homeowner, rest assured that they would be in jail right now. However, instead of immediately arresting the officer for trespassing and murder, she was simply placed on administrative leave, a glaring function of blue privilege indeed. Super scary because the police are supposed to protect you and then they come home and, you're just hanging out in your own house and then they come home thinking they're home or whatever. I don't know if she was tired, but that's pretty scary, Richard Healy Nelson, who lives in the complex, said to reporters. NBC News spoke with Jean's mother in a phone interview from her home in Brooklyn, New York, who was stunned to hear of his death. "He did no one any wrong," she said. "She took away my heart, she took away my soul, she took away everything. He didn't deserve to die like that." Adding to the ominous nature of this case is the fact that last year, Officer Geiger shot someone else. Geiger, 30, who has been with the department for 5 years, also faced a grand jury in 2017 after shooting a suspect in Dallas. The jury declined to indict. "She is devastated," said a Dallas police officer close to Geiger who spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to speak publicly, according to Dallas News. "She is so sorry for this family." While the Free Thought Project consistently reports on police officers entering the wrong home during raids and killing, maiming, or traumatizing entirely innocent people, this is the first time we've reported a story of an off-duty cop going into the wrong home, on their way home, and killing someone. As TFTP reported on Friday, the details of how or why this officer would walk into an apartment that was not hers are unclear. However, what is entirely clear is the fact that a mother and father are now and will be grieving for the rest of their lives because of her actions. And, in a slap to the face of Jean's parents, the person who admitted to killing their innocent son has yet to be arrested. Police use who may want to retaliate against him physically.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.